And here's my audience. Say hi, guys.
Hi.
So they
Sorry
know
to
we're
put you on the
alive.
spot, Lynn.
Alright, so this is my controversial speech, and first I'm going to talk about who inspired me to write this topic, what the topic is, the laws and the facts, the pros and the cons, and my thoughts, and then kind of wrap it all up. Alright, so two of my friends from high school, two girls, I met them back in high school, and one of them I was really close with. She had a boyfriend, and I was really close with her, and the other one was just a friend. The one with the boyfriend, she was very popular, she was a cheerleader, had good grades, lots of friends. She came to me one day and said that she had something really important to tell me, but she was really nervous, and I told her not to worry, I was her friend, I'd stand by whatever decision she was trying to make. And she told me that she was having feelings for a woman in her class, and that she was scared of how the girl was going to react and what everybody else in the class was going to think. But I told her that I'd help her through anything she needed, and to this day they're still together, and they're actually getting married this summer, so I'm happy for them. But to the facts. Homosexuals in American states are not all granted their rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness as stated in the American Constitution in regards to marriage.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank
The
you.
civil union is a category of law that is created to extend rights to same-sex couples. These marriages are only recognized in the state they are granted. A domestic partnership is a new category of law that is created to extend rights to unmarried couples, including but not limited to same-sex couples. Many states do not allow same-sex marriage, let alone recognize the marriages granted in other states, traditionally because marriage is defined as a religious and legal commitment between a man and a woman, as well as an ultimate expression of love. The main difference between civil unions or domestic partnership is that the marriage offers federal benefits and protections in areas including Social Security benefits, veterans benefits, health insurance, Medicaid, hospital visitation, estate taxes, retirement savings, pensions, family leave, and immigration law. When two people are married, they are granted more than 1,100 rights and protections from the U.S. federal government. Civil unions and domestic partnerships are not federally recognized. If same-sex couples shared insurance, the insured person must pay taxes on their employer's cost for the insurance. The first 6 states to offer same-sex marriage license that are identical to man and woman marriages license are Connecticut, Massachusetts, Iowa, Maine, New Hampshire, and Vermont. The Defense of Marriage Act, or DOMA, was passed by Congress in 1996, allowing each state to choose whether or not to recognize same-sex union that is recognized in another state. This allows the states to choose of whether to enforce the U.S. Constitution, full faith, and credit clause. This clause requires each state to recognize the laws and legal contracts of other states. If one state passes a law, other states must recognize it. They shouldn't get a choice whether to enforce the Constitution. The Constitution was written for all to abide. The full faith and credit clause hasn't been tested yet in the courts because the U.S. Constitution does not give Congress the power to limit the scope of the full faith credit clause, only to enforce its application. Since 1996, almost every state has taken advantage of the opportunity it offers by either enacting legislation or amending its state constitution to declare same-sex marriage invalid, even for couples married in a state where such marriages are licensed. Some reasons why people say same-sex marriage should not be legalized are mostly religions see homosexuality as a sin. They say it would weaken the definition and respect for institution of marriage, or it would further weaken the traditional family values that are important to our society. These people feel that the gay lifestyle is not something to be encouraged because a lot of research says that gay people live shorter lives, as well as have psychological disorders. But how reliable is this research, and how long ago was it conducted? Who conducted it? These are all questions that a person should ask themselves before deciding which side of the controversy they will take. Do these Americans deserve to have separate rights as those who are heterosexuals do? There are, however, many more reasons that same-sex marriage should be legalized. Denying a same-sex marriage is a violation of religious freedom because civil and religious marriages are two separate institutions. They should not be mixed. They should not have anything to do with each other. Marriage benefits are like joint ownership, and medical decision-making should be available to all couples. If a person from a gay couple is in a hospital, their significant other should be allowed to visit them and make choices about their care. The same-sex couples should be able to join together and share ownership of a car or a house. Denying these marriages is a form of discrimination against minorities. To deny marriage to a homosexual couple is no different than denying marriage to a Hispanic or a black couple. Allowing this law does not affect anyone but those who are able to get married. Marriage between two people and any persons who don't believe in it should distance themselves from it. A good thing that could happen from same-sex marriage is that the adoption rate would go up. Obviously, 2 women can't produce, 2 guys can't produce, but in a lot of the instances, they still want to have children. So this way here, the government would be paying less for child care, and good night. Having less for child care. Times have changed. Homosexuality is now more accepted than ever. In history, there have been gay people all the way back from ancient Greece. In fact, the word lesbian came from an island named Lesbos, where many such couples lived. A person's sexual orientation should not change the way that person is treated. A solution to the controversy over same-sex marriage is to federally decide to allow same-sex couples the same rights as every other man-woman couple. The courts should pass the law allowing same-sex couples to get marriage licensed with the same rights as others. It should not be up to the state to decide, because then that might determine whether or not where people have to live. The decision should be up to the government. But we are all equal and should be treated that way, no matter what the person's race, religion, financial status, or sexual orientation. I conducted a poll and asked 50 people their thoughts on whether same-sex marriage should be legalized or not, and only 2 people said that it shouldn't. I think it should. People deserve to be free and live their life. That is what's great about America. I think there are many different other things that the government or politics should be worrying about, not about who goes to sleep together at night. This is personal and none of anyone's business but theirs. I think if someone makes you happy, then you should be with them. It's not about what's on the outside, but the inside is what counts, and how they make you feel. Although 55% of Americans who voted in the poll demonstrated in the ABC News Washington Post survey that they were opposed to same-sex marriage, but did not want to change the Constitution. Same-sex marriage should not be shunned. It is everybody's right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Love is a natural thing and can happen between any 2 people, no matter what their sexual preference. It is a human nature to crave a lifelong mate. Should anyone live unhappily and alone when they live in America? Think of it as a hormonal switch. When a person is born, that switch either goes one way or the other. That is why it is a biological difference, instead of a genetic one, to be gay. Why should the state governments get to pick and choose who can marry? These people do not choose to be gay. Who wants to be discriminated against? Why would anyone choose this life? Just because they were born with different hormones than other of the same sex would have been doesn't mean that these people should lose their rights. In America, we all created equal, so why not start acting that way? Thank you for listening to my speech.
Yay! Here's my audience again.